Jai everyone. Subject name, technical communication, subject code KS301. My name is Dr. Neetu Sharma, assistant professor from Applied Sciences and Humanities. The name of unit 2 is forms of technical communication, and the topic which we are going to cover today in this unit is proposal. So what is proposal writing? First you need to understand what is proposal. A proposal is a written offer that is to undertake a project for either designing or creating something new, or changing or modifying existing procedure, system, method, structure within a specified period of time. So it is a plan or scheme that persuades its reader to accept the idea written by one firm as a response to request from another firm, and can be also written without any prior request. It aims at obtaining commercial contracts. So as I have cleared you that proposal is a written offer that is to undertake for designing or creating something new, or for changing or modifying existing procedure, system, process or method within a specified period of time. Any proposal offers a plan to fill a need, and your reader will evaluate your plan according to how well your written presentation answers questions about what you are proposing, how you plan to do it, when you plan to do it, and how much it is going to cost. Proposals are informative and persuasive writing because they attempt to educate the reader and to convince that reader to do something. So it means that proposals are informative. The main purpose of proposal is to provide information about the problem or the need which require a solution, and it is also persuasive. So persuasive proposal writing means that the writer is not only to convince the reader, but also to make him believe that the solution is appropriate and practical. So the persuasive writing, in persuasive writing, you need to convince the reader. Now, what are the different types of proposal? So we are going to cover now what are the types of proposal. The first one is external proposals, and the second one is internal proposals. So external proposals are the proposals which are prepared for the audience that are outside of your organization, and internal proposals are the proposals which are prepared for the audience that are inside of your organization. So like you may write an external proposal for a prospective customer, proposing him to purchase a particular product or services. So that is an example of external proposal. But internal proposals are prepared with a motive to convince the person or group in authority to allow the proposer to execute his or to implement his ideas. So that for that purpose we write internal proposals. Now what are solicited proposals? Solicited proposals are written in response to an invitation from a firm, either government or non-government organizations, and they are published in newspapers and you can say tender notices, right? So solicited proposals are written in response to an invitation, right? So solicited proposals, so there are several different types of solicitations that government agencies can create when they want to procure a product or service. The most common ones are RFPs, request for proposals, and IFBs, invitation for bid, also called an ITB, invitation to bid. Both RFPs and IFBs require that a vendor submit a bid proposal in order to be considered for a contract. As well, both are subject to regulations that require that the contracting agency publish a public announcement about the bid to ensure that the community at large is aware of the pending contract. So I want to tell you again here that as I have told you that solicited proposals are written in response to an advertisement. So you need to supply the information which are demanded by the firm. So you need to fill those particulars to get the job or to get the contract, right? Because proposals are written only to get the job or to get the contract, and these agencies, they may select to choose an IFBs, that is invitation for bid, if they are, or if they already have the information about the product or service they require, or they exactly know that how the job will be performed. And it is easy to evaluate IFBs rather than RFPs, because in IFBs, the only criteria on which the contracts are evaluated is at price, right? So it's easy to evaluate IFB's invitation for bid, and it easy to take decisions. Now, what are unsolicited proposals? So unsolicited proposals are the proposals which are prepared without any invitation. They are prepared on the on your own initiative, on the own initiative of the writer. And unsolicited proposals are prepared because the writer believes or he thinks that he wants to give the solution or to meet a specific need. So as perceived by the writer, he writes unsolicited proposals only to so that the reader may allow him to implement his idea. So that's why unsolicited proposals are written. Now these are the characteristics of a proposal. So before you write a proposal, you must understand that what are the things or what are the characteristics which you should keep in your mind before writing a proposal. As this is only specific to proposal. These are only specific to proposal which you need to follow. So characteristics of a proposal. So your proposal should have these characteristics. It must tell the reader what you plan to do, how will you do it, how much time will you take in completing it, and what will it cost. Since it is persuasive in nature, it should be based on the AIDA plan. Now what is AIDA plan? A means attention. So attention is caught towards the proposal which is or you can say towards the proposal which is being requested. Then I means interest. So interest is created by pointing out how the work will be performed and how the problem will be solved. D means desired. So desire is to be generated by showing or by giving by highlighting the benefits to the reader. And then last is A, that is action. So action, that is obviously the main goal of your proposal, to drive the reader to initiate action or to accept the proposal. So A means attention. Attention is caught towards what is being proposed of the reader. I means interest. Interest is created by pointing out how the plan will be executed. And D means desire. So desire is created by highlighting the benefits. And A, that is the last one, that is action. So obviously this is the main goal or objective of your proposal, that is to drive the reader to either accept your proposal or take action. Now these are the qualities of a good proposal. So you must prepare a checklist and see that whether your proposal has all these qualities or not. So a number of factors play a role in converting this selling tool into a contractual commitment. Understand customers' need as well as the products and services. Specify the scope clearly. Be realistic in your estimate of time, money, material and personnel required. Establish your credentials for accomplishing the task. Highlight the benefits that would accrue to the customers. Keep the proposal short and simple. Use plain language. Mention the risk and benefits that are likely to occur. Now this is the structure of a proposal. Now you can see this is the front matter. So in front matter we have these elements. These are the parts of front matter: title page, table of content, letter of transmittal or statement of request, and project summary. Then come to the introduction body. So in introduction body, it includes statement of the problem, proposed solutions, program of implementation, and budget. So what is budget? Budget is the itemization of expenses in the implementation and operation of the proposed plan, and detail of materials, facilities, equipment and personnel. Then conclusion or recommendations. Then come to the back matter. In back matter we include bibliography of work cited, qualifications of writers or project implementers. We also include appendices here also, but these are not mandatory. Now proposal development strategies and writing tips. So these are some general tips which you need to follow in all technical documents, not only in proposals. So I have included them too, to remind you that how can you write or how can you prepare a good technical document. So use outline formats and listings whenever possible to break up narrative text. Use visuals to enhance and explain abstract concepts and relationship, but do not overuse. Do not overuse means do not use visuals more than required. If you are using more and more number of visuals, then obviously it will distract the mind of the reader, and somehow where you will be not able to explain the main motive of your proposal to the audience. Don't overkill a point, state it, support it, and move on to the next point. Use forecasting and internal summaries to help the reader know where they are and where they are going. It means like if you are suppose explaining 4 benefits or 4 advantages of your proposal, then please tell your reader that you have mentioned the 3 and finally you are moving to the final one. So in this way you can give in internal summaries to your reader to give them signal where they are actually moving to in your proposal. So a good proposal, however, has 4 important parts, as I have already shown you what are the elements or what are the parts which are included in a proposal. So front matter, technical section, manager section, and financial section. So let's understand all these one by one. So this is our cover page. In cover page, we include the title of the proposal, proposer's name and designation, his name, his organization name, and the date, right? So obviously we include cover page so as to protect our proposal from any kind of damage and also to give it a good appearance. Then title page. So in this title page, we include the information which we have already included in cover page, but we also include some additional information here also, like the name of the person to whom you are submitting the proposal, his designation and date, and the company name also to whom you are submitting your proposal. So this is statement of request. So statement of request is submitted by the proposer to the person who has to take the final decision. So obviously you want to request him to accept your proposal. So in this way you write this statement of request. Now summary. So summary means summary is the gist of your entire proposal. So you provide all these following information in the brief to the person who has to take the final decision. And please understand why the summary is prepared. Nowadays, what is happening? All the officials or the people who are at high post, they are busy nowadays. So they don't have that much time to go through your entire proposal. So they only want to know that what the benefits that they are getting through your proposal. So they are interested in that. So first they read the summary, and if they find that is good or that is worth to read your entire proposal, they move forward. So obviously it is mandatory to include summary also of your entire proposal. So you give a brief information of all these things: project title, proposer's address, venue of work, time needed to begin after approval, duration, estimated cost, summary of the main body. Now we start with the body. So I have already explained you what comes in the front part. In the front matter, we have cover page, title page, summary, and table of contents also. So table of content, obviously it lists the sections, or you can say the items which have appeared in the proposal along with the page number, and it also lists the headings and subheadings in which your entire proposal has been organized, so that the readers can easily locate if they want to locate anything. So we include table of content also. Now come to the body part. So in the body, the most basic composition of a proposal, as with any other written document, is simple. It needs a beginning, the introduction, a middle, the body of the material to be presented, and an end, the conclusion or recommendation. So what you include in the introduction? Obviously in the introduction you summarize and you actually give the detail of the problem which you intend to solve, and you give the detail of the complete solution also. What is your solution, and then you give a detailed breakdown of your cost, how much you are going to spend on the entire proposal. So that you give in the introduction. Then come to the technical section. So technical section, actually it works mainly on two important things, or it highlights two important things. The first one is the problem and the second one is the solution. So technical section, it technically describes or gives complete detail how the proposal will be solved or how the problem will be solved technically. So you need to describe the experimental or analytical, whatever the experiment you are going to follow in your technical section, and what the equipments, tools, and other materials you require and how you will utilize them. And if you need any new tools or new equipments, then you need to justify by clearly describing the advantages involved with it. Then in technical section, so you need to prepare a plan of action, right? So in technical section, you gave a detailed description of the solution, that how the solution will be solved, how it will be broken into different parts, and then how, when the job will start, when the job will be finished. So you will give the entire detail of the problem, complete detail of the problem and its solution. So this is the plan of action which you actually describe in technical section. So what method, what procedure you are going to follow to solve the problem. This is you can say an additional persuasive statement for the reader. It works as an additional persuasive, and it also shows, like, if you have organized it well, then it also shows that you have a sound, well thought out approach in solving the problem. In most of the proposals, we also include schedule. Schedule is the time duration in which you will complete your whole proposal. So most of the proposal that not only include the date on which the project will complete, but it also include key milestones of the proposal. So the proposer, what he actually gives the specific dates, like if you are dealing with a large project which spreads over many months, then you need to there are many proposers who give specific dates also on which they are going to submit their progress reports. And if you cannot give this or cannot cite the specific date, then please cite the time duration or time span in which you will complete different phase of the proposal. Then managerial section. So in managerial section, we include the name of the people who are going to work directly on your proposal. So we give the detail of their achievements, qualifications, their education and their training and education, and their similar projects which they have handled. So it shows some kind of familiarity with the proposal. So obviously this is prepared for the audience who are going to take final decision, and they by using this section, they decide that whether you suit for this project or not. So the proposer has to convince the authority concerned that he is fully qualified in all respects to do the proposed work. So obviously in this section, the qualification, achievements, education and training, and whatever the workshops you have done and similar projects that are mentioned in this managerial section. Then come to the cost section. So in cost section, what we include, that is, I can say, a list of anticipated expenditures that you are going to spend on your proposal. Estimate should be complete and it should be realistic also. So it includes the amount you require for different items, like contingency, like for infrastructure facilities, like wages, salaries which you want to give to the personnel, and for infrastructure facilities like building, electricity, for water and all these things, and for raw materials you want to purchase, and again for wages which you need to pay to your employees. So for all these items, you need to prepare an anticipated list of expenditure which you are going to spend on the proposal. So most proposals also contain a section detailing the cost of the project, whether internal or external. With the external project, you may need to list your hourly rates, projected hours, cost of the equipment and supplies, and so forth, and then calculate the total cost of the complete project. With internal projects, there probably wouldn't be a fee, but you should still list the project cost. For example, hours you will need to complete the project, equipment and supplies you will be using, assistance from other people in the organization, and so on. So it is mandatory to include the cost section in your proposal. Now come to the conclusion. So obviously this section is very important because this is the section and the paragraph which you actually you need to bring back the reader to the positive aspects of the proposal. So you need to highlight that how the actually reader or how the receiver is going to receive advantages from the solution which you are proposing in the proposal. So you need to bring back the reader towards the positive aspects of the proposal. So in conclusion, obviously this may be to put in the last plug for you to actually convince the reader that you are the best choice for this project, right? Or your organization. This is the last section. So you must highlight all the advantages here. But facts must lead logically and inevitably to the conclusion or the solution presented. Evidence should be given in a descending order of importance, beginning with the most important evidence and ending with the least important. Okay, now bibliography. So now come to the back matter. As I have already told you that bibliography and appendices, that is not a mandatory part of the proposal, but we include this too. But I am going to explain what is bibliography now. So bibliography is a list of all the sources which are you can say which are consulted in while making or preparing any project or report. So it includes everything like journal, newspaper, books, websites. So whatever the encyclopedia, so whatever the sources you actually consult while preparing your report or thesis or proposal, you include in this. You make a detailed list of this. So obviously the writer's name are arranged in alphabetical order. So let me show you the few examples that how bibliographies are written. A typical bibliography entry for a book has 3 parts: the author, title, and publication information. This last includes place of publication, publisher, and date of publication. This will appear as follows. So this is the sequence which you need to follow while preparing a bibliography: author's last name, first name, title of book, place of publication, publisher, copyright year. So now you can see the first, you need to write surname. So Crystal David, English as a global language, this is the name of the book. Then Cambridge University Press, so this is the name of the publisher and publisher company, and the year of publication is 1997. So if you have only one author, then you need to write in this way, but if you have multiple authors, then you need to mention the name of all the authors of the book. Organization of proposals. As for the organization of the content of proposal, remember that it is essentially a sales or promotional kind of thing. So here are the basic steps it goes through. So as I've already mentioned you that actually proposal works on AIDA plan. So that is all obviously all the sales letters which are actually written on the AIDA plan. We also prepare our proposal on this basis. So you introduce the proposal telling the readers its purpose and content. You present the background, the problem, opportunity, or situation that brings about the proposed project. Get the reader concerned about the problem, excited about the opportunity, or interested in the situation in some way. State what you purpose to do about the problem, how you plan to have the readers take advantage of the opportunity, how you intend to have them with the situation. Discuss the benefits of doing the proposed project, the advantages that come from approving it. Don't avoid significant issues which apply to the project or potential problems which may be relevant to the project. It is better to take a stand and discuss a process for dealing with anticipated problems than to avoid these questions. So you need to mention also in your proposal that what are the limitations that may hamper the project over which you have no control. And you also need to analyze some anticipated problems in your proposal. So mention all of those also to give a clear view to your reader that your solution is practical and some problems may arise, but how you are going to solve them, if you have these things, then you need to mention. Avoid impossible promises, avoid unsupported subjective arguments. A proposal should be readable, should not have missing pages, and should be written in the same consistent style throughout. The proposal will be accepted if the proposal is able to convince the reader about the ability of the organization to do the proposed work and how well it has been planned. So as I have already mentioned you that the proposal is written only to get the good job or the work you want to get. So you need to convince the reader, and how you will convince the reader? When you will highlight that how the solution is going to benefit the reader, right? So if the reader thinks that yes, this is actually beneficial for the society as well as for the reader, then he will promptly accept your proposal. So you need to be very careful while writing your proposal. So now these are some reference book which you can use for doing preparation of this topic. Technical Communication, Principles and Practices by Meenakshi Raman and Sangeeta Sharma, that is Oxford University Press, 2007, New Delhi. And Business Correspondence and Report Writing by Professor R.C. Sharma and Krishna Mohan, that is Tata McGraw-Hill and Company Limited, 2001, New Delhi. So you can consult these two books. And as I have mentioned you that this is from the subject technical communication. So in what form the question appears in exam, that is the it may be asked in this way, that what is a proposal, what are the types of proposal, and explain the structure of a proposal. Or it can be also come in the form of like draft a proposal for this particular thing. So you need to prepare for you need to prepare yourself for both these aspects. So these are the books which you need to consult. Thank you. That's for today. Let's meet in the next lecture with a different topic. Thank you.